I'm not springing this on you out of nowhere.
Okay, so then you signed up for it.
I mean, you were aware, she would be aware that that was what my business was about prior to us meeting. Yes.
Let's say you glowed up.
If I was,
I'm trying to make this as balanced as
I
possible.
understand, but
It seems
I'm,
it seems so subjective to like I just get to pick.
but again, it's not
I get to pick
subjective if
things.
the situation is I go from not posting shirtless pics to posting shirtless pics, and that's where my business takes off, and I keep doing it for the attention and for the business. That's a shift in behavior that I'm using my body that should be exclusive to my wife as a driver of things, both attention and business. That's different from whatever this girl was doing. She was doing the bikini stuff
Perfect.
prior to.
So So now if we look into the social media element where the ladies like this lady in the dress who's in the
Yeah.
kitchen, or women who are all of a sudden doing like feeling cute, might delete later, who didn't do this for
Yeah.
years or whatever,
Hmm.
this is behavior that, this should be considered, this is a problem behavior. You have a change in behavior.
Hmm.
And the change in behavior, if it's something I don't like, the conversation should make sense that you're doing something that goes against our relationship now because it's new behavior.
Again, I'm not saying that it's like cut and dry. You can't do that. It's worthy of a conversation. It goes
That's
back
very true.
to that element of this is a gray area for us. This is new. I don't know how I feel about it, but we should be talking about this because this is new. And I think to that end, it could very similarly mirror what you were saying about your standard and boundary of like if you're not willing if it's coming from an insecurity or from a fear or from whatever it was, like that's not my
Absolutely.
problem. Like that's something that you got to
Right.
work on, right? So like,
If you're trying to get attention because you feel like you're not getting enough attention,
well, I'm just saying
there's no way you can
it,
compete with millions.
if a woman were to all of a sudden start posting
Mhm.
things that were bikinis or in dresses and for the intention of attention. And
They can't say that though. They won't say it.
I understand. I understand that the reality is like people are messy and they're not going to say these things out loud. But if you can perceive that, right? If that's what's at play, and she comes back to you and says, if this is your insecurity, if this is coming from a wound of yours, you're going to have to figure it out. Is that
Mhm.
just as justified as your standard and
Seems
boundary as
fair.
well?
Seems pretty damn fair to me. Seems like if that's where you're coming from, then yeah.
Because I mean, the
This is a
reason that I
weird.
would
It's a
start
weird thing.
responding to like if my wife, beautiful lady, I mean, it's just a knockout, got on social
Mhm.
media and started like just exclusively posting bikini pictures, I would speak up about the relationship, but it's absolutely coming from insecurity. It's absolutely coming from a wound of mine not being enough. Why are you seeking the attention of the other person? So
Sure.
she could revert back and send that my way, and I could absolutely do the work on it. And maybe I do come to a conclusion that like she's still my wife, and she still is a fucking knockout, and I should be proud of that. Cool. So I've done the work. I've met up with that, and she continues to do that behavior, and it's not a problem anymore. But it came from a conversation. It came from
Sure.
you know addressing a behavior that was there, and not just making it a black and white like this is done.
If
You can't do this anymore type thing.
if I'm breaking it down, it just feels like you have worked through understanding the intention. The intention is what really seems like it's the issue. So a guy setting a heart, the smiley face emoji, for
Yeah.
example. What's the intention? It's like this, I send emojis to everybody. There's no intention. Well, then it's not. It's fine. Work on your shit. Hey, what's your intention for your bikini photo? It's what I do for work. It's not anything beyond that. Work on your shit. Don't change somebody. If she's doing something that's like nope, nope, it's not because I'm trying to fish or be with somebody
Yeah.
else. It's because I'm doing this for my business and I have it, so let's use it.
Yeah.
What's the intention? It seems more like we got to figure out intention. Now, this is where it's tricky because you talked about fairness, justice, even the concept of truth gets stretched now.
Sure.
And this is why it's really tough in relationships, is because people will fucking lie because lying gets you out of being in trouble. That's why we lie.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Being
so
in trouble
now,
sucks.
so these guys are like, she started posting all this shit and I don't like it. She's getting a ton of attention really easy in a way that I couldn't ever.
Yeah.
No matter how brilliant you and I
Yeah.
are, we cannot compete with a bouncing ass. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We
Of
lose.
course
We
we
would
do.
lose. There's a million subs for a bouncing ass.
Right.
We're pushing
Yeah.
300K. We're not even able to
Right.
play. And you have to be fucking brilliant
Mhm.
and we're at 300K.
Right.
She just has to be
Sure.
bouncy and win.
Fair.
We can't compete.
Hmm.
So like,
Or we could start
so
chopping wood in the woods like that. I don't know if you've seen it.
there's that. I know who you're talking
Thor.
about. He's
What the
come
hell's his
up.
name? He
Thor
seems like a
something.
good guy overall, but good God.
He pulls the belt off in one swipe. The girls were talking about it. I was like, who is
Right.
this
Yeah.
dude?
He's got lots of subscribers. It's not. I think he's a good
It's the
dude deep
same
down,
thing.
but it's not because he's a good dude deep down. It's because he chops wood with his shirt off.
Listen, maybe we should be chopping wood. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Maybe.
If we should chop wood and then drop some hard psych work.
Maybe we should. Maybe we